Welcome to the Tales of the Divine and Damned, where we uncover the hidden, the forbidden, and the misunderstood stories of gods, demons, angels, and mortals. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Divine.
And I am Mr. Damned. Here, we'll explore the legends that have shaped civilizations and cultures, stories filled with both divine grace and unspeakable horrors.
Tonight, we dive deep into the ancient mythologies where beings of power rule over the heavens, and where those same beings descend into madness of ruin.
Are these tales of divine beings truly divine? And what happens when the divine turns dark?
Let's find out. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for more tales from realms beyond our own.
Across cultures and beliefs, certain names strike fear, each tied to a dark legacy. One such name is Abaddon, a figure steeped in mythology, ancient scriptures, and apocalyptic visions. You might have heard of Abaddon before, but who exactly is he? And why is he associated with the end of the world?
Abaddon is often depicted as a demon of destruction, a force that brings ruin and devastation. But his story is far more complex than simply being a harbinger of chaos. To truly understand Abaddon, we must journey through different mythologies and texts to uncover his true nature.
The name Abaddon differs from Hebrew, which means destruction or place of destruction. In many religious texts, Abaddon is portrayed as a powerful being linked to the abyss or bottomless pit, often associated with death, decay, and total chaos.
In the Bible, specifically the book of Revelation, Abaddon is mentioned as the king of the locusts, released during the apocalyptic battle between good and evil. This is where things get interesting. In Revelation 9:11, Abaddon is described as a king of these locusts, and his name is given in both Hebrew as Abaddon and in Greek as Apollyon, meaning the destroyer. But Abaddon is not just a mindless agent of chaos.
Abaddon is also called the Angel of the Bottomless Pit, and this title reveals his deeper role in the cosmic order. While he brings destruction, he also serves as a guardian of the pit, keeper of the forces that can unravel creation. In this way, his actions are tied to a divine plan, a balance of creation and destruction, light and darkness.
In the Revelation narrative, Abaddon's role is crucial. These locusts, led by him, are sent to torment humanity as part of trials in the final days. Abaddon's purpose? To unleash chaos and destruction, acting as a harbinger of the end times.
Now, Abaddon is more than just a biblical figure. In other religious and mythical traditions, his role is similarly ominous. In some demonology texts, Abaddon is portrayed as a fallen angel, one who joined the rebellion against God. Some accounts even paint him as one of the 7 princes of hell, or even Satan himself.
As one of hell's princes, Abaddon is often seen as a figure of enormous power, feared not just for his destructive nature, but for his command over legions of infernal creatures. He is the very essence of the void, bringing ruin to all that stands.
In the book of Revelations 9:1-11, when the 5th angel sounded his trumpet, a star has fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the keys to the shaft of the abyss. When the abyss was open, smoke rose from it, and the sun and sky was darkened. Out from the smoke, locusts came down to earth. They were not to harm the grass of the earth, or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads.
They were not allowed to kill them, only to torture them, begging to seek death, but they will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. Above the Locust's army, their king angel of the abyss oversees the devastation of the inhabitants of earth, the non-believers of God.
But is Abaddon purely evil, or is there more to his story? To answer that, we have to look at the symbolic meaning behind his name and role. You see, destruction in this context isn't just about pure evil. In many cultures, destruction is also necessary, part of renewal, an end to make way for new beginnings. Perhaps Abaddon is a symbol of that cycle of life, death, decay, and rebirth.
In some esoteric traditions, Abaddon represents the end of the old to pave the way for the new. Destruction in this sense is not an act of ultimate evil, but rather a transformative force that breaks down what no longer serves and makes space for creation and evolution.
Fascinating, right? But Abaddon's influence doesn't stop at ancient texts or biblical symbolism. He has also made his way into modern pop culture, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, or literature. Abaddon is often depicted as a dark and powerful force, sometimes even a villain, with the goal of total chaos. From TV shows like Supernatural to video games like Diablo and Warhammer 40k, it is clear that his myth has continued to captivate the imagination of modern storytellers.
So what can we take away from all of this? Is Abaddon merely a figure of destruction, or is he a necessary agent of change? A reminder that sometimes the old must be torn down for something new to rise in its place? Perhaps Abaddon is both, a force of chaos, but also one for transformation. He teaches us that destruction is a part of natural order. It's a dark force for sure, but not without its purpose. In Jewish mysticism, particularly in the Kabbalah, Abaddon is sometimes associated with the spiritual concept of Sitra Atra, the other side, which represents the forces of evil and impurity that oppose the divine light. Abaddon exists as a necessary counterpart to the forces of good, reminding us that destruction is part of life's natural cycle.
But the myth of Abaddon stretches far beyond the Bible. In various cultures and occult traditions, Abaddon is not always an evil figure. In some texts, he is portrayed as an agent of transformation, a being whose purpose is to clear the old, making way for the new. In this sense, he is not just destruction, he is the force that breaks down barriers, allowing for rebirth and renewal.
Occultists and demonologists have sometimes invoked Abaddon as a powerful spirit in their rituals, believing he can be summoned to bring about change or to destroy obstacles. His immense power and terrifying appearance often depicted as a demonic figure with the ability to command legions, make him both feared and revered.
Abaddon is linked to alchemy and the idea of transformation through fire. Just as fire consumes and purifies, Abaddon's destruction is seen as a necessary process of purification, a way to eliminate corruption and decay.
Abaddon reminds us that the line between good and evil is not always clear-cut. Sometimes the forces of destruction can be as essential as the forces of creation. And perhaps, in the end, it is only through understanding the shadows that we can truly appreciate the light.
So, is Abaddon truly the embodiment of evil, or is he simply a misunderstood force in nature? A necessary aspect of the cosmic cycle. His story is one of contradiction, destruction, that leads to renewal, death that makes way for life. Ultimately, the question of whether Abaddon is a demon or a divine agent depends on the perspective of the storyteller. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the divine and the damned. What do you think of Abaddon's story? Do you see him as a demon of destruction or a keeper of light and justice? Let us know in the comments below.
Until next time, may you walk the line between the divine and the damned with caution, for some stories are best left untold.